So before we jump into this video, I just wanted to let you guys know what's actually in this video because I know it's kind of long. I'm going to be adding timestamps down below for each of these different things, but first I'm doing tutorials basically on her intro and her different types of thumbnails. Second, I am sharing a little bit about where to get her music and what music she uses, and finally a lot of the effects she uses in her videos so that you guys can use them for yourself. So yeah, just a little bit so that you guys know what exactly you expect in this video.
Down, yeah. I've been feeling so down, yeah. Can you tell me why?
So the first thing that I did is I went into this app PixArt, which is free for anybody to use, and I just loaded a picture from my camera roll of the background that I want. Typically Alicia uses pictures just from her room or from her house, and then from there she'll go ahead and edit them. So this one, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to blur it slightly. So you're going to want to go to FX, which is on the bottom, and go to the blur section and just click this first one here, and I'm just going to change it to like about 3 or 4. You don't want to do it too much because she does have it clear, but it's just in order to make the foreground stick out a little bit. Once I have that, I'm going to click apply, and now I'm going to add 2 pictures of Alisha that I want to use. Depending on the thumbnail, she'll have more or less versions, but usually she has like 1, 2, she'll have like 2 or 1 per, oh my god. Usually she'll have 2 images of herself or 1 person in the thumbnail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on both of these, or I'm going to click on one of the images, and here in the bottom you see it says cutout. You click on that, and then there's like an outline of a person. This is going to crop it so it's just her body, and then click save, and so we have almost a PNG, which is what she uses. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this with the other one. Okay, so now I have 2 of them, and I'm just going to figure out kind of how I want to arrange them on the image. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. And I want this one to be up above, so I'm just going to click on this tool and move it above. But yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and arrange it how I want it. Okay, so once I think I like how it looks, what I'm going to want to do now is add shadows. So go ahead and add those 2 photos you had from before. So I have them up top here, and I'm going to repeat the same process with the cutout. Okay, and so now what I want to do is make this into a shadow. So you're going to want to go to this adjust tool on the bottom, go to brightness, turn it all the way down, click apply, and then keep doing this until the image is completely black. And then what happens that way is you're able to make it into a shadow. Okay, so now that I have them like this, I'm just going to drag it and just make it about the size of the image. And then I'm going to change the opacity down to approximately 20%. And I'm going to do the same for the other one. And you're going to want to put it in a way that it's like slightly off-centered from the image. And what this will do is it will create the shadow. So then you just click on the shadow as you have it on the on Alisha or yourself. Then you see that there are these 2 rectangles in the top corner kind of next to apply, and you're just going to click on move down, and it's going to move it underneath the image. And so this way you just have an outline, and if you need to fix it, you can just move the other image out of the way, go ahead and fix the drop shadow, and just keep rearranging until you have it how you like it. Okay, so this is my final image. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is open the app called Fonto, and we're going to add text. Okay, so now I'm in the app Fonto, like I said, and I just added my image. So what I'm going to do is just click on the picture, and it'll have a button that says add text. And she doesn't normally add text to her thumbnails anymore, but I do think that this one kind of needs it since it's a little bit blank, I'd say. So if you want to add text to it and you want to do it in a style like Alisha, you're going to want to choose like a very basic font. Some examples are like Helvetica Regular, Helvetica New Bold Italic, Arial Bold Italic, just basic looking stuff like that. And I think Gil Sans and Futura too are popular ones. But anyway, once you add them, you're going to go to Style, Stroke, click the black one and make it approximately 7. Then go to Style in the top, Shadow, Alpha all the way up, and Blur all the way down, and repeat this for both of them. And so what this is going to do is just make it in the style that her text typically is. And then I'm just going to arrange it how I think it would look best on the thumbnail. And then go ahead and save that to my camera roll. And then go ahead and save it to my camera roll. So that's pretty much how you make her main channel thumbnails. So the next thumbnail that we're going to make is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make Alisha Marie, oh my god, So the next thumbnail that we're going to make is Alisha Marie, her vlog thumbnails. So in order to do this, you're going to need the same apps as we used before, PixArt and Fonto. So first I'm going to go into PixArt and I'm going to load 2 images. What Alisha does is she'll have 2 images in the backgrounds of her thumbnails typically, at least her more recent ones. So I chose these 2. Okay, now that I have this, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just arrange them on the screen so that they're about half, if that makes sense, so that it's split down the middle. And now that I have this, I'm just going to go ahead and make it a little bit brighter by going to the Tools option and then going to Adjust and turning up the brightness a little bit. Then going to Shadows and adjusting it so that there are less shadows and so that it's more like even throughout. And then I'm going to click Apply and I'm going to save this to my camera roll. Now I'm back in the app Fonto that we used earlier, and we're going to follow a similar formula. You're just going to click Add Text, and then I'm going to add the text I want to add for her thumbnail. So she just said productive AF in this thumbnail, and you can obviously put whatever you want, but I'm going to align this in the middle by clicking that button and then click Done. And put it roughly in the area I want, and then go to Tilt and move it. I'm going to move it approximately -3 because that's what looks good with the text. So the font that she used is, I don't exactly know what it is if I'm being honest, but something that looks close to it is Avenir Next Condensed Demi Bold Italic. I know that there's some other ones that you can use like Futura Condensed or Futura Condensed Italic. Yeah, so you can use those too. But I'm just going to go ahead with this one because I think it looks the best. So once I have that, we're going to go to Style and we're going to go to Stroke, click on the black one and move it up. I'm going to move it to about 10. And then I'm going to go to Style again in this menu, change the shadow all the way up and the blur all the way down. Next, I'm going to go to Spacing, which is right here, and I'm going to change the line spacing so that they're closer together. You see it's the second one. It's just going to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. And then finally, Underline. You go to the Underline feature, click on the word that says None, and it will bring you to this screen. And you go ahead and add that underneath, and then click Done. She also has this like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like this glow around the background of the text, but I honestly cannot figure out a way to do that on iPhone. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas, comment that down below and I could put like a card in here and make a new tutorial. But yeah, this is pretty much how I've made her vlog thumbnails, and I think they look very similar, so. So to make her vlog intro, I'm gonna say it's pretty much possible on iMovie to make it, but it's very difficult compared to making it on CapCut Pro. So that is why I'm using this app right now. But yeah, so anyway, what you're gonna first wanna do is find clips from your video that you wanna include in your intro. So I went ahead and just cut down all these clips from a vlog, and then I found the music I want to use. This is from Thematic Music. I'll talk a little bit about them either before or after this. I don't remember how I organized this video. But basically, you can get like free music to use in your videos as long as you put something in the description. And I think it's a good way to get like cool music, so that's why I'm using this one. But this is the song I chose. Basically, it has a lot of like shifts in it, if that makes sense, so that you just kind of cut the clips to line up with all of those shifts. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just shorten a bunch of the clips and such so that it lines up with the music. And all you have to do is double tap on the image and then drag this bar around, and it will go ahead and do that. I'm also going to rearrange it so that there are less clips of Alisha like in a row, so that there's like also B-roll, because a lot of the times her intros are B-roll and not just her talking. So that's what this is. Okay, and then once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and save this to my camera roll. What you can do is you can either delete all this stuff from this video or make a new video. I'm just going to go ahead and make a new video. And you're going to want to make sure it's HD and the background color is black. Then what you're going to do is add this video. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start editing it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is double click on your video. And I'm going to scroll here and I'm going to go to round corners, which is this white one here, and just make them about 30. And then I'm going to go to the crop tool, which is this, and I'm just going to cut off the sides like so and the top a little bit. And then once I'm done with that, this is the image that we'll get, and you can edit it a little bit, like make it a little bit smaller, move it around and such, however you choose. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I'm also going to turn the opacity down a little bit by going to the transparency tool and moving it up to 14 just so it blends in with the background, and click the plus button. Next, we're going to be adding the glitch overlay, so you're going to want to download it. I'm going to leave a link in the description box to a Mediafire link. It's safe to use. You just click on it and it will save it to your phone, because that's like a million times easier than trying to download it yourself. But anyway, I'm going to go add that. And I'm just going to go to the part that I want to use. And slice it and delete the extra portions. Now, if at any point in this video you don't actually know how to use any of the features on CapCut, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description box on how you can actually, or to a video that will show you exactly how to use everything if you're confused at any point, so just be known that that's there. Once I have this, I'm going to turn the volume down, and then we're going to start editing it so that it's transparent. First thing you're going to want to do is go to these 3 circles and turn the saturation all the way down. I prefer if it's just white, because the other way it's just a bunch of colors and I don't like that for like overlaying on her video. Next, you're going to go to brightness, change it to approximately 45. You're going to go to exposure and you're going to change it to approximately 10. That's definitely not 10. And then you're going to go to the contrast and change it all the way to 100. As well. Okay, then once you have this, what you're going to do is go to transparency, which is the sun, and turn it up to 80. And then you can play around with it from there depending on how transparent you want it. I think I like it when it sits at about 90, just because I think it looks better over this clip, and it just makes it not as crowded, if that kind of makes sense. And so this is what it will look like. And because it's not long enough, there's this duplicate tool, and I'm just going to hit that, I think twice. Yeah. So now we're done adding that overlay, so I'm going to go ahead and also add an overlay of a play button, so it's going to be a similar process. So what I'm going to do is double click on the image and then do the same thing I did to the other image. Yeah, so now that I have that, I'm going to just go ahead and use 2 fingers to resize it and put it in the top left corner. And so now we have that play button overlay. And you're just going to want to grab the circle that's on the image and make it the same length as the rest of the clip. Now that I have that, I'm going to click the check mark, and the next step that we're going to do is add the text. So you can do this right in CapCut, that's why I prefer doing it this way versus iMovie. So you're just going to click the plus button and add text, and so what she does is she'll put the date, so it's November, we'll go with 3rd, 2019, and then she puts the location. I don't know if everybody wants to do this because it's like not safe to do that, but you could put something like my house or something similar to that if you do want to do the location to get a similar look, but I would not suggest putting the town you live in because that's really dangerous. But yeah, so once you have the text, click done, and there's going to be options to edit it on the bottom. First, I'm going to change the text size to about 100. I did make this before, so I know how big it is, but you're going to want to make sure the text is approximately 100, which you do by going to the A with the arrows, and in the color white, you're going to want to, oh my god, English, you're going to go to, oh my goodness, you're going to want to go to font now, and then I changed it to Helvetica New Bold Italic. I think she uses Helvetica New Bold, but I don't think it looks nice, so I'm just going with this one. But if you want to do it as accurate as she does. And then the other thing that there is a drop shadow, which is this here. I'm just going to fix the overlay. So it's like that. And then you have your text. So now I'm going to drag it a little bit longer, and I'm going to set it up where like one of those shifts in the music is again, so like where a beat is. Okay, so I just went ahead and I lined them in the same spot. I'm gonna double click on one of them, drag it up, and I'm gonna change the font size to a lot bigger. That's way too big. And I'm just gonna stretch it out so that it shows it correctly. And then you're just gonna wanna play around with the size and stuff to get it how you want it. And I'm also going to play with the opacity and turn the transparency up a lot. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and play around with it like so. And there's one on the top like this. And then the second one, I'm going to go ahead and rotate it by dragging one of the circles in the corner and follow the same process. I'm only going to resize it a little bit because the one in the corner is actually like almost the same size as the text in the center, but I do want to change it up a little bit. And then again, you're just going to want to arrange it. Low-key looks like a mess, but that's like her format. And so, oh my god. And so when you go ahead and finish and play it from the beginning, this is pretty much what it looks like. And then you're going to want to make sure that the text comes in at like approximately the same size, so you're going to have to play around with it a lot. Okay, so we see that this one comes in slightly late, so I'm going to move that up a little bit. Honestly, this is something very nitpicky that you guys don't need to watch me do, but anyway, that's pretty much how you make her intro for her vlog channel. So the next thing is how to make the backgrounds that she uses in her videos, because besides using just pastel colors, she has like static and film grain and stuff. So in order to do this, I'm going to do it in Cute Cut Pro because I just think it's easiest there. I'm going to go to make a new movie, and I'm going to go to background color, and I'm going to change it to this like pale pink color, and I'm going to click done. And it will create the video, and then I'm going to go ahead and add that glitch video I used earlier. Now I have this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the similar process of turning the transparency up a lot and then just working on making it apparent. I mean, this is probably a very simple tutorial, but as you guys can see, I did the same thing as earlier, which is on the screen, as you guys can see how to do, by editing it, and I was able to get this background. And she uses this, she puts it behind a lot of pictures and stuff that she features, but it's a really simple way to like spice up like plain background images and stuff in your videos, and there are a ton of other options, and I'll put some at the end too. Okay, so as for Alisha's music, she gets a lot of it from Epidemic Sound, but the problem with that is you have to pay a monthly fee in order to use the music in your videos. So there is a free trial, so if you need to use a specific song for a project 1 month, that's totally fine. But if you're not looking to pay long term, then I have an alternative for you guys. This video is not sponsored, by the way, but I use this website called Thematic, and it's a free place to get music to use in your videos. The only thing you have to do is leave a link in your description box. Basically, it just gives the artist credit, but it's a great way to be able to find music that hasn't been used a million times before, that's kind of unique, and that actually sounds kind of good. So yeah, and you can find similar songs to Alisha here. Like, I believe it was my intro. No, yeah, for her vlog, I used this song right here, which is Wild Cherry by Mr. Chase. So you guys can see that there's a lot of different things here that are comparable, so check that out.